I normally don't wear it at all, but yeah, when I go to work,
Yeah.
you know, and then like I
It's
said, you got these two, so you can different, and then you can flip down this other one over here.
And then by the time.
And really, and this is like a 10X. Oh, it's 11X is that little one. You throw it out there. So.
No wonder it was a little blurry.
Well, you
That's
were going
cool.
through two lenses. You were going through.
Okay, so how do you set it? Like my head's smaller than yours, so how do you change that?
A little.
Instead of just
you turn
sliding it?
and adjust.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I stumbled across that. I kept meaning to bring it in, and I haven't. But
That's a good item.
no, she uses it a little more with smaller stuff, thread needles or whatever.
That's the truth.
But and it's cheap enough that if something happens to it.
Get another one. Okay, so should we discuss how you set up for a show? Harmon? How do you set up for a show? How many tables do you have?
Well, I have 6 tables. 3 of them are 5 feet, 3 are 4 feet, but I've got some tables.
Come show how you set it up.
I'll go out to the car and get pictures of it.
Okay,
I got pictures of all 3 shows that we did last year.
okay. How do you
Okay,
set it?
I myself
Okay,
take up to generally 3 tables, but I'm there setting them up by myself. So it's not like I can't take the frames that people buy to hang stuff on, the metal. That I can't do that. But like Paul that used to be in our club, he takes those that sit behind the tables to hang his pictures on, and then he sets lights up, and I don't do any of that because I can't do it. I do have tablecloths on each of the tables. But
do you buy one booth or 2?
I usually buy 2 booths, just because,
The tables, right?
huh?
They provide the tables, or do you bring?
Some do.
Some do, some
Some
don't.
do, like North Richland Recreation Center, you're not allowed to bring your tables in. So if you buy 2 spots, you get 2 tables, but they're like big, 8-foot tables, something like that. So it just depends on where you are, whether they'll provide the tables. Trinity High School, it's in November, first weekend in November, I believe. I'm in the gym. When you drive up, it's quite a thing. I mean, the choir people are the ones that get the money for this. And they come out and they carry your stuff to your booth. And then they come back when the show's over with and help you get it back to the car, except there's, when you're getting there, at least people are kind of scheduled, they're kind of out. It starts at 6:30 in the morning getting you there. Everybody in there is trying to leave at once. And there is booths in every building in that. Have y'all ever been up to Trinity? I thought it was one building over here, a few things outside, and then the gym, where I'm always, Bobby and I are always in the gym. I happened to walk outside and realize it's in every building in that school is filled with booths. And so kids are there from 6:30 to, you get out at 5, I think. I think it is. And so what I have them do is just unload it from the gym and just go dump it in a pile, because I have to get the line to get my car up there to throw in. And I know how to get it in where they don't. One little girl said, "Oh, I can pick up that table. Don't you worry about it." She started and she went, "Never mind." I said, "I may be old, but I know how to do this."
Yes.
And but It's just depends on what show you're going to as to whether you take your tables or they provide them.
Do you try to get your tables full, so there's a lot of different things on it, or you try to keep a lot of space? Some people try to make it pretty and only have a few things.
What I have found the last few years, I pretty well stick, especially in the fall shows, is nativities and ornaments. And I have jewelry, but I hadn't had much luck in selling jewelry lately. But I take it because it's something to put on the table that's different than everybody else's. And but I pretty well put up a small Christmas tree with ornaments on it, so people at a distance can see that. And then I just I've been real tempted just to dump the ornaments out because, you know, people love to go through that stuff. And I sell more ornaments than anything. And then I have a screen that I set up at the edge that I hang crosses on. And then in between I may sit some boxes that I've made or something like that. But I generally am selling nativities, military ornaments, those sell, and crosses, stuff like that.
Have you seen his show book? You guys need to do this too. I love it. I love the way he's taking pictures of his setup and where it was. Is that way he remembers what he did?
This is, we did 3 shows last year, and that,
Look how calm she looks.
We'll pass it around.
this pegboard display here, it's 8 feet wide and 6 feet high.
Tell the group.
See, and I can't carry all that. I don't, but you do what your car will hold and, you know.
Especially for your first time. you just
When you
want to
bring
do one table.
product, do you try to
No.
keep it under a certain price because these are community shows, or
No.
you?
No, but I don't charge what people would in North Dallas.
Yeah.
Because people in Granbury or like North Richland Hills and all are not gonna pay that kind
You
of.
try to keep something under $50?
What I try to do is get some wow factors, that 2 or 3 crosses that are real expensive. I'll stick that out there. And then, you know, like one, I thought sure I had a price high enough that nobody would buy them. There was 2 of them. And I thought, okay, I'll have them through the season. First girl that walked up bought both of them. And it's like, no, you can't have those. No.
You never know.
How do you determine what cost is on a product? How do you determine how much you charge for whatever? Years of experience?
Kinda, I usually do, generally, if it's a real easy cross, I'll do 25 or so, but generally it's 38, 40, I stay generally, but like that one that's bigger, that's all the leaves, I'll probably put $75 on it and hope for the best.
Well, remember, I told you that one of the best psychological tricks is to do the show price. You know, on this show, it's 75, the show price is 75, I usually sell that for 120. And people buy it, that fear of missing out, and to have a story behind it too. Oh, my grandmother loved, and true stories. You know, this reminds me of my grandmother, this reminds me of my mom, this reminds me of my kids. I did this because my kids used to like this kind of character, you know. So you can have true stories behind what you've created,
Well, when you're in a booth by yourself, you don't have time for that.
but you do for the show prices.
Yeah, probably
Everybody
so,
loves a
yeah.
sale.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a sale.
For instance, I had done a whole slew of ornaments, and I painted the cardinals on them that I'd cut. At Trinity, I had a whole bunch ready to sell to Paul Benson for his shows. Before 10 o'clock, let me see, it opened at 10, before noon, all the ornaments I had made were gone, including the ones that were ready for Paul. I said, too bad, Paul. I mean, and then the next year, nobody bought them at Trinity. I guess they'd filled up their coffers, you know, or North Richland Hills, I should say. But then the next show I had, those people bought it. So I need to branch out and get some new shows is what I need to do.
Me too.
But isn't there a list of shows, like if you look up Woodworking craft shows or North Richland Hills
If
or,
somebody can find one, that would be useful.
I go
Festivals
to
talk about.
craft shows near me, and it lives.
you are so thoughtful.
Really? So you just Google craft shows near me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Put that in the notes.
There's a
Now, go ahead.
tool you can subscribe to called festivals.net. I think it's about $40 a year to do that, but they give you tons and tons of festivals, and you can, you know, like do within a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius or something like that. Some of them you have to have your own tent and own
Yeah.
Yes.
setups. There's all different.
Okay,
all that kind of stuff.
there's two ways to do. There's inside craft shows and outside craft shows.
And unless I want to take Kenneth with me, which he's pretty nice about it, but he has his own thing. He's a gunsmith. And I don't do the outside because I can't set up the tent by myself. You know, I've seen people drag them and then expect other people to set them up for them. Well, I'm not going to do that.
Well, set up my own tent.
Now, if my girlfriends come, she and her sister was a rec center, she was the manager at the rec center for years, so she just, you know, picks up the awning up, throws it down and puts it up, and, okay, but if they're gonna be there, but they're usually not there.
I put up my own tent. I'm sorry, I put up my own tent.
I don't see how you do it.
When
I
I go
can't,
outside.
I can't do it.
I have
Used to
a
find
way to do it.
festivals and places like that and everything. I did it for like 12 years, but when I was doing it, I was selling food, so it's just.
If it's
the craft
bad
stuff-
weather, our wood does not do well in bad weather.
It doesn't.
In damp,
And wind.
Nobody
It
does
doesn't,
good bad weather.
bad and wind,
There's a thread of rain, you can just forget it.
yeah.
Doesn't have to rain, just a thread of rain.
Sometimes when I do an
the
outside,
moisture.
sometimes when I do an outside show, I take one table and what'll fit on the table. Just if I'm gonna do an outside show.
And do what?
I take one table and what'll fit on one table. Because if it start bad weather, whatever, I want to get in a hurry, just one table will go fast.
Or do you bring a tarp and put over it or
I
something?
have a kit tent,
An awning.
awning.
I mean, just if you've got an open table, or can you just bring a tarp and put over it when it rains?
Well, I guess you could,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess you
It just,
could.
our wood just does not like damp.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the guys, I've never done any of the shows in Granbury. I live in Granbury. It's outside. It seems like I'll wake up every morning thinking I really should have checked into getting in that show. Rain, wind, heat, cold. Always hits on those days. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I don't need that money that bad. I'll go to the, Pecan Plantation has a show every year, and De Cordova, which are right close to us, they have a show every year. So you just have to go to one, and you'll eventually be on everybody's ticket.
Now, the way I set up inside, I have one big table like this, and then I have another table, a U shape over this way. And then I have one of those racks that I put this way, so people can see both sides of it. And that's my base setup inside. Sometimes if it's a small space, I'll buy two. Sometimes if I have one year at the senior center, me and 3 of my kids had stuff, so we rented a whole room. We had the whole room at the senior center. And I put the coffee pot in there and some chairs, and they could sit there and drink coffee and look at our stuff if they wanted to, or and I put a sign outside that said, the Benazir Room, and an arrow to point. People said, oh yeah, that's phased up, so they would come in. But that was Hearst Senior Center when we did that one. But it depends on your space. Now, I did one at the Coliseum there in Hearst, and they just gave me a space about this big, so I put one table. That's all it did. Also use tablecloths, and I have a sign. A friend that made me a big sign that I tape to the front of my, or behind me, and it depends on the space. If I can tape it behind me where they can see it across the way, they'll hunt me up sometime. Or I put it down in front, and they'll say, oh, that's business. Okay.
What is the average booth cost?
40 right now. I'm looking at 40 at one.
Per day, is that like, what if it's a show that you go, say, 2 different days?
It's just 40 for one booth.
Both, if it's a Saturday, Sunday show?
Depends on the show.
Yeah,
Like
it does.
one I did out in Palo Pinto for years was $50. Now, this is for their community center, and that community center is like 100 years old. It was a school first. So everything's cheaper. And I think I paid $50. They said, oh, we have to raise the price. And it was $50 for 2 tables worth. And generally, I take my tables because other people don't have tables, and they
I usually
use
put my
there.
tables in the truck, and if I need them, they're there. If I don't, they stay in the truck.
But like the one in Granbury, I don't know how much those are, but where's the one? Oh, I do a show in Glen Rose occasionally, and it's in the horse arena, and it's $200 a booth,
Was it one day or two?
3.
3. See?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's Sunday's a killer because nobody shows up.
And another thing, take everything down by 3 o'clock, because you're done.
Yeah, but if
3 o'clock, it's done.
Most shows that I've been to usually say if you can't take it down, or they won't invite you back.
that's right.
If you take it down before the end of the show,
They never bothered me, but you're not going to get any sales after 3 o'clock. I don't know why, but that's the
But
truth.
even if you don't do well, a lot of times, I will get calls later. Or somebody say, oh, we're starting a craft show so-and-so.
and get you invited.
Yes, that's, so,
Yeah, we're,
and like one man from Brownwood, we did a show in Brownwood at the church, and he was a cutter, but he did like trains and stuff like that. So what he wanted me to do, is making my small crosses. And he went to Comanche to the winery, bought Texas-made wine, and then hung a Texas-made cross on the bottle when he gave it at Christmas. And he did this every year. I haven't heard from him since COVID. I bet he's gone. And but he'd order 10 crosses every year.
Now, there's also another thing I have at Hearst. I don't know about other places, but it's a little marketplace. It's an outdoor marketplace, and people bring food and bring vegetables that they've grown and stuff. And I'll just put one table in there and just whatever I happen to want to put in there. But I don't do it all the time. They have it once a month. And sometime I do it, sometime I don't. I think it's $20 to do it. You know, it's very casual. It's outside.
The one place I've done twice, and I'll probably not do again, is Haltom City Rec Center.
Yep.
The people there are so poor. Like the last time I did, nice people, very nice. Most of the people that came in were older people in the neighborhood, no teeth. I mean, you could tell, poor people. But nice. But they always, in the middle of their show, have entertainment. So that just stops everything. You know, and it's like an hour right in the middle of the day for their entertainment, that they're entertaining their people. And I hated just not to go back, but I made very little money there.
You know,
Well,
it draws
Holcomb's-
more of a crowd in though. I mean, when they're coming in or going, leaving, usually helps yourself.
Well, let me say this. The first place that I went for them, they were way back in a housing development. I was lucky I even found the place. But they'd been there for years. The building was old. Okay, now they have a really nice building. It's right behind the police station, between that and an elementary school.
Isn't that the Holcomb City Senior Center?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you just
Holcomb
don't,
City Senior, I won't do that one again.
yeah, you just
No.
don't have any sales.
She gave me a rotten spot.
How do you have a rotten spot? It's one room.
Well, it was a bad place. I ain't doing it
Well,
again.
there wasn't any good place.
Oh, dear. Wasn't as bad as mine.
Do you ever suffer any theft?
No.
If I do, I wouldn't know it. If they stole my ornaments, I wouldn't know it. It'd have to be a pretty big item for me to even notice, because
They don't.
I don't count. You know, like Paul, when he goes, he takes 200 ornaments every show. And he counts all of his stuff. I don't bother with that. It's just,
The ornaments, you're saying like Christmas tree ornaments. They're not any other kind of ornaments?
well, like, I do some that are nature. I do a whole lot that have cardinals on it. Cardinals, red birds.
Birds.
Birds. So there's stuff in military. I do military ornaments.
These are Christmas tree ornaments, she said.
I mean, I do a lot of nativity ornaments. The one I do the most of is a let me think, is it Steve Good cross, big cross that stands up, that's a nativity cross. I couldn't sell the big one. And I thought, okay, I'll make this small and see if I can, I'll cut it a couple of times, that'll be it. Well, I've started out this year, I've already cut 25 of them ready to go. I'll probably, after the second show, I'll probably have to cut more.
So you do kind of production before you go to a show?
Yeah, yeah.
To make a bunch of things specific for that group?
Well, I don't know why everybody likes that cross, but I can sell it with it small, but I can't sell it.
The one that's got a backing and everything, or is it an ornament?
Well, some I do with backer. Like if I use thinner wood, like for a while I didn't go to Footworth Plywood Company, and I went to Lowe's and it was thinner wood, I'll put a backer on it, the navy blue with the sparkle on it. And both kind, people like that, either way.
So does it,
Ornaments, or are they?
Well, people give them just to friends. Like I've had one lady order a certain cross that when her friends don't feel good, she'll give them one, something. Or like my little angels I do out of, the reduced size angels that I do out of pins, that I do in the pins or magnets. If somebody feels bad, I just hand them one. Kathy looked like she really needed one the Christmas.
so anybody else in their craft shows?
I haven't, but I've been at the wood shows and mostly been there present. It seems like it's a popular subject nowadays.
If Paul counts out 200, okay, how's he, and he's ready to leave and he only has 198, he's still not gonna get back when he.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why is?
What the-
He tracks it too for sales as well. I mean, he'll sit there and tell you this, he'll have the statistics, that's just how his
What do you
mind
mean
works.
statistics?
Yeah, he'll have the statistics of this pattern sells
Sales.
better than this pattern does.
Okay,
So I'm
but-
gonna make more, so if he does it all for statistics.
But I'm just saying, if somebody steals it. and he
Oh, no, I don't think he's ever had that.
No.
So,
So,
but he does statistics on everything, so that way you can see whether or not this pattern sells better.
So anybody else with craft shows?
I don't have time for specifics. I don't care that much.
Yeah. Well, also, what is it, Bobby, when he shared that he makes $10,000 at his show.
Yeah.
So that's, big money, and you have to really be on top of all.
Well, have y'all ever seen his booth? Okay, it's like I don't know how many booths he takes. At Trinity, they're pretty good sized booths, but I don't know if he gets more than 2 or not. But Bobby, but he sets it up with metal grating all the way around. And you have to walk in like you're in a room with the grated, with stuff hung front and back all the way around. And then he uses the narrow tables in there. But you have to walk in to see if it's not hung on the outside. So he uses a complete, total, he and his son both cut.
Yeah.
And then his wife designs and paints. So,
On this, that pegboard display that I have there, it's 6 feet high and 8 feet wide. I made it 2 sections that fold
With a hinge.
in the middle, and then I join them in the center here, and I have them, when I set them up, I have them at an angle like this, so they won't rock and fall over. But when I join them in the middle, I took 2 screw eyes on one like this, and on the opposite side, there's another one that comes in the middle, and I just drop a screw. I do that at the top and the middle, and it holds everything locked in place.
When you said paperwork, you have holes in it?
Yeah, it's pegboard.
Or
Pegboard.
regular paperboard that you paint?
I didn't paint it, I bought it painted. It
Oh,
cost
really?
me $2.50 extra to get it already painted.
well, I don't know.
I don't know you can handle that.
So, do you get that at Lowe's or where do you get it?
I got it Lowe's.
I didn't remember seeing it painted. I've got the old brown stuff. that
Well, paint it
you put
yourself.
up on the wall for a garage.
Yeah, I bought it already painted.
You
And
can
I
spray
put a
paint it.
frame around the back side of it so I could, attach it
What
together.
kind of,
I hinged it in the middle here.
is that all that holds it up, or do you have some other thing behind it?
It's that
That's it.
frame, right? Because you built it, you put it on a frame. What's the frame? Is it a 2x4 frame or
It's
2x2?
It's a 1x2.
So it's sitting on a frame.
Yeah, but the whole back of it is a frame. I got it braced across the middle also, and I just take them and fold it to where the painted side is together, 2 sections. I just carry them in there and set them
What
up.
kind, you have the little things that fits in
Sounds
those?
like a demo to me.
No,
I think it sounds like a demo, even if you just bring them and show us how you did it.
I
Could
couldn't
you bring
handle
that in for
carrying
next
this.
month,
You
please?
just bring them in. You don't have to
Yeah.
build them in front of us, but you can tell us and show us.
Yeah,
and
just
share
show
with
us.
everybody.
Please?
Yeah, as you know that what we usually make where I live, something that send out at Christmas. And
Yes, you do.
Easter band and all of this. Just finished doing 125 of them for this coming Christmas.
Oh, my
We just
goodness.
finished it, and I finished them, and we put them in little boxes, and so we're.
So you're done for Christmas?
For Christmas, just coming Christmas.
And he's already been working on like a centerpiece for my band party.
Yeah.
In January, I'm in charge of our band party. And the last 2 years, he's made the centerpieces, and then we give them out at the end. And they're all musical related, and he's already working on the one for next year.
And you still got the same
Yeah.
You gotta start early.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Because we're getting older and slower.
Now, I'm working on my son's birthday present. His birthday's in September.
Uh,
I can't wait till the last minute.
No, that's not like that.
Okay, any other discussion on craft shows? Are we good? So then
Did
let's
that
do-
kind of help?
Yeah, yeah.
Or are you totally confused now? It's like you just almost have to jump in and hope for the best.
And
And you really don't know because what this class will buy may not be what this one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm aware of all that from
my food experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So.
but
it's
just your setup, you
Doing
need.
crafts instead of foods.
So, I guess one other thing. You probably know that these sell and these don't. And you make specifically the ones that sell, or you don't keep track of that at all? You just make what you
Okay,
like.
I do, like, the last show I do is the middle of November, or right before Thanksgiving. And it's down in Go-Wait. And I put things in a store down there. And so what I have left over after that show, she just takes my buckets. So I don't really even look at them to see for sure what I still have left. I just cut what I want to cut.
Yeah,
Okay,
me
there
too. I cut what
I think
talks to
Paul,
me.
like you said, keeps track of his stuff.
Yeah,
and
nah,
if this one sells, he'll make 10 more of them for the next show or something.
yeah. That's what makes him happy. Makes me happy just to sit down at the saw and say, what do I want to cut today?
Well, now I'll cut the same thing over and over and over. If it sells like those, I did not realize that cardinals, I always thought it was butterflies were the, if you saw a butterfly, it means that somebody from the ever after has come to say hi to you, somebody you knew. Well, come to find out it's cardinals. And this lady came up to me and she said, okay, this must be a southern thing. I've never heard of this. I said, well, I'm a southerner, and I'd never heard of it till this year, so I'm making all the cardinals I can. But I do butterflies, I didn't realize that dragonflies were the symbol of naturalists, like people that study nature and all that. I didn't realize that that the dragonflies, so people say, can't you do some of these with dragonflies on them?
Well, I had made a dragonfly, but it was too fragile.
Oh, I bet so.
Busted the heck out of it, so I finally gave up.
I would think that if you have like your own individual cards, that the people take your card, they might call you later, and do you have your own individual cards that you set out that people could take?
I do. I have my own little card.
Like I have one ornament that is a Steve Good ornament, and I always sell it, and it's a evergreen tree. It's in like a globe, like evergreen trees with deer, and I paint the trees, and then I put snow with glitter on it, and I do both sides of it, and I can always sell those. Well, some girl that was a vendor decided she had a friend in Florida that liked flamingos. Could you just not put the deer and just let me have a flamingo and put a pink background? I mean, it's just like, and I have no originality in me. I really have to work to make something up, and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can do it. Oh.
But you have cards, don't you?
Yeah, I have cards. I have cards, because they'll ask for them.
Right. And then you might get calls later.
Yes. Well, like that man in Brownwood, it was 3 years later. And he called like we were best friends. Well, I
Didn't remember him at all.
I think he had a booth outside is what I think he had.
Okay, so should we go on to the brag items? Are we ready? Okay, go at it. Do the brag items?
Here, I'll do mine first.
Okay, okay.
Okay, where's that book? Y'all have probably looked at this. Okay. I like this guy's. In fact, his is a Charles Hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's done several books with their round and this and that and something else.
I've
And,
got several of those.
okay, so I bought that. And I want you to look. I want forward talking. there were some things that you could stick into flower plants.
Yep,
All the
Poke.
stuff on the
Okay.
stick.
Okay,
Called
look at
pokes.
those.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Okay, but I think that, I mean, just to cut those, aren't those gonna break unless you're doing them in, plastic? Or metal?
could do that.
I mean, doesn't it look like they just break? Okay, and here's Charles' hand patterns also that I'm hoping I can have done by Christmas.
I mean, the piece of lettuce that I saw.
Okay,
I'm cutting it, I'm cutting.
I don't think I'll make it before I die. Yeah, that's.
okay, this is a August cross. Most of y'all have seen the August cross. I found it is made by Timberlace. Timberlace is very limited now. I mean, she does needlework.
I haven't known this.
And I just happened to find her patterns in
COVID,
not wooden teddy bear, what's the other one? The other catalog we get.
I found some in Winfield collection.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
well, I
Winfield.
didn't realize the August cross was part of her stuff.
Yeah.
And this is made with hickory. And I really like the colors that are
I
in
do
there.
too, it's
And
pretty
this
cool.
was really, really cheap wood, like $15 for a 8-foot board. So,
Is it hard to cut?
yes.
It's hard to
In
cut.
fact, they tried to talk me out of buying it.
Where'd you buy it?
Because it's hard to cut.
Where'd you buy it?
At Robinson's, they said, join them. But I figured out what blades I can use on it so it works.
What blades do you use?
Polar blades or Pegasus geometric blades are real sharp. But if I had trouble with those, you know how sometimes wood in the middle of it's harder than what's on the side or vice versa. If I had trouble with it, I go to the Polar. They'll cut anything. And this is Dirk Bowman's. These two are Dirk Bowman's. And I think this one is hickory also.
Now, when you're selling those at a craft, I'm just curious, what price would you put on them?
I'm gonna put like $38, which is,
On both of them?
yeah.
What about the other?
This one's probably gonna be 40, 45, something like that.
Can you make minimum wage at that price?
No, probably not, no.
You
Okay,
don't,
this is
you don't
out-
do craft shows to make
this
money.
is out of teak. Okay, this is basically a board I bought at Lowe's. It's down, you know, you have the craft stuff over here, the craft wood. If you go a little bit further, they have wood that is like for cutting boards or tabletops. And it's $40 a board, and then you get, depending on how big the crosses are, or whatever project. But I just think it's real beautiful. I mean, I just think it's,
The difference,
yeah, yeah. And these are, teak it, I thought it'd be real hard to cut, and it's not. That's why I kind of doubt it's teak. But, okay, this is also the hickory.
Oh, it's just not finished?
It's not finished.
So when you finish it, all the color comes out?
It'll look like this.
What are you finishing with, just oil?
I just dip it with Minwax.
One more time on the cat. Okay.
I dip it in Minwax. Because of the fretwork, it's the only reason I really dip these. And then I spray it with,
So the clear Minwax, the no stain?
yeah.
Okay, and then all those colors come out? Wow.
Okay, and
What-
this,
What do you spray with, Joanne?
clear coat,
Clear coat.
Rust-Oleum clear coat.
Okay.
Okay, and this, my grandson and his girlfriend love cats. And he whispered, he never asked for anything, but he whispered, could you not do me some cats that I can hang on the wall? So I found this was just a picture that I found, somebody must have cut. So I did that first, and now those that Harmon had, those horrible that I might be able to do it. We'll see if I get that done.
I want to know if you can do it without breaking them.
I know.
I'm gonna try
There's
it.
several places in there that I'm gonna
You
connect.
have to be careful with the wood because some wood real breaks real easy and cross grain.
I know, we'll see.
I'm gonna try it.
Your pattern, you've got it shrunk down, it says to do that on 11 by 17.
I've enlarged it. The pattern itself came to me
Well,
about this
it
size.
says to enlarge it on up to 100% on 11 by 17. That's even bigger than what you have.
Well, maybe I'll take it to, we got a new printer, and as far as we can tell, there is no grading, like 10% this and that, like our old. And I had asked Laverne one time, she said, no, I don't know what you're talking about, our son do that. And I thought, she just missed it. Kenneth has looked and looked and looked and can't figure it. So I guess I'm gonna have to enlarge it as much as I can, and then take it to
Office Depot.
Staples.
Yeah.
It's right down the road from us, so.
Okay.
Your printer only prints 8.5 by 11 or what?
Yeah, but so, see, so this, I have to do 2 pages to get the whole thing on. Like this, I had to add this.
Yeah. So you can do it across multiple pages and
Yeah.
stick them
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Okay.
But this,
That one,
we'll see.
it's the one with all the whiskers, that one over there looks like, I don't know how you do that without breaking it.
Well,
So
You
it
didn't break
depends.
it when you cut it, you break it when you handle it to hang it up. or-
I know, that, I'm a little concerned about
Okay.
that. Now, when I frame something, can I use the 1/4-inch wood, or do I need to use the 1/8 wood?
Depends on the frame. It may,
How thick?
yeah, it may push out the back a little bit, so what I end up having to do is just like take the back end up. So if it's a little bit too thick, you just take the back of the frame to the wood, and that's how I hold it in place.
Depends on what you,
Yeah, 1/4 inch thick, it may be a little bit too thick. You may have to remove the glass and just, use the frame like that. So you just have to play around with the frame.
I need to pray for, as I cut them.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pray on that one, what?
I don't know.
You better get in good with the guy.
Okay, now these are Charles Hand also, the one that made that book.
next?
Mine's a Charles Hand also. It's my wife is wanting our clock died in the den. She's wanting the clock to replace it and everything.
It's actually the correct time right now.
Yeah.
So I made this one. Initially, the pattern doesn't have the tick on it or anything.
Have a what on it?
The redwood.
Outside.
What happened there, I was gonna cut, 12 and 6, 9 and 3 into the deal. I cut the 6 and the 9 and got to looking at it and just thought the numbers looked so ugly. They weren't straight at all or anything, so that's when I went and got that Duke, the redwood, and just cut out the centers of the flowers and went around, added that. The bad thing about it is that when you hang it on the wall and you get very far away from it, you can't really tell where the hands are. Shell over there probably can.
What color hands did you put on it?
Gold.
Wonder if you put, well, black wouldn't do.
I think the
I
black
would-
would blend
black
in with the background
Have to
too.
be red or something, but I don't think you can get red hands. I think it's fine
But-
like that.
If you're up close, it's fine.
Yeah. You just can't hang it very high
Well,
up
we
on the wall.
need to be up close and,
Okay?
Yeah, I like it where you've got some painted in there too.
uh-huh.
Next? Next. Okay.
Well, these racks are just a test run. I was looking for toys to make for next year. So it'll be about 500 of these probably. Yeah, 100. Well, I'm doing, still working on caterpillars. I ain't got the caterpillars done for Christmas yet.
Yeah, pick up a couple more, if
Oh.
you would.
Where did you get the pattern?
One of the bunch that does all these toy patterns are always sending you emails and stuff.
They'll cover it with your hands, yeah.
I love the dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I bet those would sell. I bet they would
How
sell.
did you
Yeah.
finish these?
Huh?
How did you finish them?
Oh,
They
just,
dyed?
no, yeah, just stain,
Do you stain or dye?
stain.
So you had to worry about kids chewing on them?
It's supposed to be safe.
Say,
It's, paint coloring.
Okay, so what made it shiny? What'd you do, put on it?
What is it?
Clear coat?
Well, no, it's not clear coat, it's, oh my goodness gracious. Wiping poly.
what?
Wiping poly.
Wiping?
Oh, yeah, it's
Wiping.
polyurethane.
Where do you buy it? Where do you buy it? Where do you?
Lowe's.
Lowe's?
Got about 3 coats of that on
You can also make your own product.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube that shows you how to do it. It's like, it's mineral, what's it, that mineral,
Yeah,
sprint, with the polyurethane.
yeah,
You mix it
paint
together.
thinner and polyurethane, you
Yes,
cut
yes.
it.
There's a certain, percentage that you use for both, and you mix it together, you know, you can make, you save money that way.
Okay, who has the cross?
And you said the color was cake color or food color?
Go.
Yeah, it's oil, alcohol based.
Okay.
So I haven't done anything in a while, and I saw this pattern. I think it's on Winfield collection, or the Scroller Online is what it used to be called. and
Scroller,
I bought it.
yeah.
That's
Scroll
kind of
Winfield.
interesting, because it's
Yeah.
diverse of the most of the ones you see.
Yes.
You
That's
see the
lovely.
cross with Jesus inside.
Yes, yes. So I haven't done woodworking in a scrolling in a while. So I think when the weather got clear, I went outside. I spent about 15 minutes and cut this up real quick.
What wood did you use?
This one I believe
Oh,
is
it does,
bass.
and
Basswood.
Basswood?
Yes.
And it's a Winfield collection?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love
And
it. The
pattern, I think you could use it as a little ornament, but you can also blow it up. And that's
Make
why
it
I just
bigger.
blow it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
We went on a cruise recently, and there's a statue in the Dominican Republic. Up on a hill, it looks exactly like
Yeah,
that.
and
Okay, so
Brazil,
Brazil,
too, the
right?
big giant
Yes,
Brazil.
yes, yes, you're right.
Several stories high.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, that's a common pose.
yes.
Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
Rio de
Well, this was in
Janeiro,
Dominican
that's it,
Republic.
'cause it's
Oh,
called-
that's
they
right.
can see
This
it
was in
miles.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
Rio
you're
de
right.
Janeiro.
Oh.
But I do like that.
Yeah, some of the Jesus things look real harsh compared to, that's, to me, let your mind go with what,
Yeah.
because those kids that saw Jesus before, that,
Oh, yes.
Heaven is for real, that book,
Oh,
Heaven
that-
is
yeah.
for real, they say it doesn't look like the Jesus we have. And the little boy couldn't describe them until he saw the girl that also had these visions, and she was an artist, and he went, that's him. How do you doubt a little kid?
No.
And this is my cross.
You done was yours.
That is unusual.
Wow, that's different.
I like that.
Hey, move your hand, there you
Oh,
go.
gosh.
Oh, one more time.
She had her hand on it.
This is, I think it's the coffee bean. I think it's the last of my coffee bean. And I like this wood, so I'm gonna have to make me a trip over there and get some more.
Well, let's call first, make sure they've got some.
Yeah.
That is,
They,
that's really kind of.
What kind of wood did you say?
Coffee bean.
coffee.
Coffee beans.
I think it is.
Yeah, because you got it when we did that demo.
Yeah,
And I love that wood.
Woodcraft ordered for us, can't get it for you.
Don't say woodcraft person.
Or you can say.
Oh, what's wrong with those guys now?
Because she's a woman. You wouldn't believe the difference.
Really? Used to be a woman that ran a store.
Yeah, and she's the worst to her, so.
She's changed.
She and I do a polite way to say it.
And, where's
And,
that?
Agree to
and Faye
disagree.
really liked her when she came in.
Yeah, but, we do not agree. You agree to disagree.
Kenneth and I went in one time
Whenever
and
she
we were
opens
hunting
her
stuff
mouth
for
or I
me.
open my mouth, we disagree. So, I don't
Okay,
know.
where's that pineapple?
What happened with Ken?
Remember the pineapple?
Kenneth and I went in one day and
I don't remember where I got
we,
the pattern from.
I
I've
went
had
over
it
to
so
one
long.
thing and they caught him at the desk. They would just talk to him, and they just ignored me totally, completely. And people were sitting in the back, and they were cussing in the office, talking to each other, you know, laughing, cutting, but cussing, and I thought, you know, I'm not real picky, but maybe that's not the best thing to do
The
in a
wood-
business. And then just to ignore, I mean, I was in there, I bet 30 minutes and nobody ever spoke to me.
Well, the guys talked to me, but she won't.
Neither one of them talked to me that day.
But the woodcraft in Plano is wonderful. When we did the demo and everything, he was, do you think?
That was very nice.
Yeah, really nice.
He was.
Howard Hill.
really- He was very good.
Can you go talk to them and see if they'll do it?
I'm not going all the way to Orleans, but
I didn't see it.
I do.
Two pieces here. I
Oh,
got
one's
some
upside down,
scrap,
one's upside down.
scrap,
Oh, one's upside down?
Yeah,
vinyl
you need to turn it.
flooring.
It's
It's
backwards.
it's upside down, turn it over. The face,
Left hand.
turn it over, so you can get, so it'll be right in the picture.
Oh.
All right,
It would be backwards in the picture.
yeah.
Okay, honey. Anything else you need to talk about? Good.
This was some leftover vinyl flooring from some guy put it down in his office.
I know, you have it in there.
I did this as a test
Oh, we
cut,
haven't
I
done
didn't know what
everything on
kind it was gonna cut. And it cut real well there. Then I used this as my second test cut, because it got all
You wanna do
the
it
inside stuff there. And I used a, number 2 Olson blade. And
And it's flooring?
it's vinyl flooring.
Oh, cool. So it's already stained and everything?
Yeah. Well, it's vinyl here, and then the back here is rubber.
Oh,
It's kind of cushions it and it don't slide.
So, okay, so at Lowe's or somebody, can you buy just one board?
I don't
Or do you
know.
have to buy a case?
I don't know.
you can probably get some at, that
Flooring you
place,
usually buy by the box.
Outside of Humanity.
The reason I ask is somebody gave me, I'm in a woodworking group in Granbury, and those guys just have wood. I mean, they'll go into somebody getting rid of their husband's stuff, and they'll buy the whole garage out when they want one item. So I was in there and I said, do you have anything I could make my small 3D layered nativity? I wanted small, so those were perfect. He gave me 2 mahogany boards that somebody had given him. He didn't even know what they were. Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful because it was hard, but it was actual board. It wasn't vinyl or anything. So got some scrap boards.
Yeah, I want to try some of that, I'll bring,
That'd
Do
be
what?
I've got lots of it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Vinyl
See,
flooring,
they do
yeah.
flooring.
Yeah, that's what you guys do, right?
Well, bring.
Well, we will this year, we're retiring.
Okay.
Are y'all gonna retire?
Yes.
We are.
Well, before you retire, bring it on.
So is there anything else? No demos, so
So we're good.
meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Well, I have one more comment. I've got some ceiling fan blades that I've taken out of a ceiling fan that we got rid of. But I've been wondering if anybody's ever cut anything out of those.
I've seen it cut before. Mhm.
And-
Somebody brought some once.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot, yeah, someone brought,
It was
did
really
something
cool,
with the ceiling
yeah.
fan, it was really clever, yeah. I can't
Yeah, they
How
kind
did,
of,
how did it cut? Was
they did some kind of a, like, wolf or something, I don't know, it was really pretty. They did a
Okay.
really good job on it.
Would it not cut like those, scenes like,
Like like
Oh, the saw
deer, like a
blades,
mountain.
the saw blades, you know, or the
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
go in
Yeah,
wood.
yeah, yeah,
Try
yeah.
one.
Well, like I said, I
You'll
haven't been
like
able to
it.
cut in quite a while.
Oh,
We've got
okay.
other activities, but I've got them, and it's like, it's like,
I know
I
what you're
hate to
talking
throw
about.
them away. and
Cut one of
even
those
if you
things
just cut
out.
little things out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet like a deer scene or a,
Mm-hmm.
something like that would be great.
Yeah.
Because I know I've also seen online recently, people are using those to make butterfly wings and
Oh.
hanging them on the wall.
That'd be
Big
big,
butterfly.
big.
And so thus you could cut it out if you wanted and either add epoxy or not. And they're using the brackets and all
Wow.
to make the wings. Yeah.
I bet
They
they,
mount, they
I
take
bet
the
they have
brackets
big rooms.
and that's what they mount to the
Be
body,
hard.
so the wings stick out away from the
So
wall.
this is something very big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, huge. Okay, so the patterns are gonna be out for y'all to look at. Go over there and browse.
since we're getting out early, we have time to look at the library.
Go ahead and look at the patterns.
Yes.
Choose what you want. Take what you want. And I'm staying right here. Good at you doing.
Huh?